Hi again, this is Pastor Dan with Spotlight. Thanks for being with me for a few minutes here today. We're doing a Christmas series on the God who comes, which of course is Christmas. But we're going through the Old Testament, kind of leading towards there, Genesis 28. Now we're down to Jacob. Jacob cheats Esau out of the birthright. You know that story. And that's not good. He's a cheater. He's lying. He's got some character problems. And now he has to run. He's going to have to leave his family and his parents and his mother who loves him and supports him. So he's got to go. Never know when he'll get back. Turns out it's many, many years. And now the first night it gets dark. He's not going to make it to his uncle's house, and he has to lie down with his head on a rock. He's not at home. He doesn't have his family. He's away. And all of a sudden he goes into a dream, and there's this ladder to heaven. He's still connected to heaven, and there's angels going back and forth. He is still connected to God. Nothing has changed. Even though he has sinned and he has to have some earthly consequences, nothing changed from God's side. Nothing we do ever changes God's mind or God's heart or God's relation. There is still that connection, and angels are going back and forth between us and God. We're never changed. God says, I am with you always. Always. And God still comes. He never gives up. He never stops coming. The Holy Spirit's always coming. God is always coming. I'll be with you. We're connected. We're connected. You are mine forever. I will never leave you. You have had someone leave you, I'm sure. People you thought you could trust. People said, I will never leave you. I certainly have had that. Everyone has gone through a breakup or a marriage divorce or someone who dies, or people at work you thought were on your side, and it turns out you hear that they said something and they're not on your side. And something you did, something you said, drove someone away. Very different from God. There was a coach this week who publicly announced that he was not going anywhere. He was going to stay. Next day, he's leaving. He's coming here. He's coming to Los Angeles. And several of us players thought, okay, you're leaving. Okay, we're leaving too. Not our God. Our God says, I will be with you. And here in this passage, he says, I'm going to be with you. I'm going to give you all this land. I'm going to keep the promise, and I'm going to stay with you until I fulfill the promise that I made to you. The promise is still good. Even if you sinned, even if you messed up, even if you were not faithful, I am faithful. The God who always comes. I got to go down and hear a black preacher down in University Church, Adventist University Church, downtown LA, black church. And Pastor Gardner C. Taylor, they called him the greatest black preacher in America. And some people, maybe the greatest preacher, period. But he's fantastic. We got to go to a seminar. My father and I were the only non-black pastors there. It was great. And then in the afternoon, he wanted to sort of model, and he preached on Hebrews 13:5. I will never leave you. I can still tell you parts of that sermon. And then, it come to the end when only black preachers can do this in a way that we are just not wired to do. But he just put his head back and he said, everyone else can leave. Your family can leave. Everyone else can leave. Your boss can leave. The government can leave. Your coach can reject you. Everyone else can leave. But there is a God in heaven who is the Alpha and the Omega. And he says, I will never, never, never leave you. I'll never forget it. That's who God is. And all the way through that Bible, that theme repeats and repeats. We're bringing that theme all the way down to Christmas. The God who always comes. The God who never gives up, the God who never turns away, and has a ladder going between us and heaven. The angels are going. From his side, nothing ever changes. That's who our God is. This is Spotlight. I hope you'll be with us next time. God bless you.
Thank you for watching Spotlight. We're so excited about this. We hope that you'll subscribe and so you'll get all of them. And please just forward it on to others and tell other people about it. And let's just see what kind of an audience we can get for these messages of Spotlight. God bless you.